Welcome, good evening, welcome to the channel for 2024. This is our first new video, or my first new video, right on the heels of the 2023 best of video, which got a huge heap of support from you guys. Thank you very much. We reached 1K in I think about 2 days, so that's a first definitely for the channel. So thank you for that. Thank you for sending in your tops. Thank you for making it a success, I guess. Also thank you for this one. It was in my mailbox on Friday. Mørkeheim with Apetown, I think, on Dead Hymns. Ildjarn worship, I think, from America. The main difference is this guy has a bass and he uses it, so it's a bit more dynamic than the anti-music of Ildjarn. But yeah, it is in that vein. You should look for it. It's not as punk as usual, or the usual Ildjarn worship, but it has this stop start. So yeah, interesting tape. I think I talked about it, or that I was looking for it, or that I missed it, but yeah, someone out of the goodness of his heart or her heart sent it my way, so thank you very much. I was looking at end of the year lists, and today the Hellgium came out, and the one glaring omission from my list was the third Gamestock full length. So that could actually be very high up, or that is very high up. I just forgot it. I don't know how it's overlooked, but there you go. An addendum to the end of the year video. Now for today we have a video. I don't know how I'm going to call it because I did a few of these before. It's basically I cherry pick, or I pillage the record collection for things I don't need anymore that go in the secondhand bins for the Filth distro. I guess you guys checked it out because a lot of you bought from it, but once in a while I'll just contact the guy and just sell it all at a discounted price, but just to have a cash injection and to have room. So yeah, that's what happened now. I sold everything in one big swoop, and then this is basically the first part of a double order I did with that money. I said to myself that whenever I sold a bunch of my records, I would buy one big order, not just scatter them around, so I know that is that. And you know, you have something, you transform 200 records into 40 records maybe, or something like that. But yeah, quality over quantity. So that is what we are going to do for this video. I hope you like it. Okay, let's dive in. I have put off the Mørkeheim for now because it's not annoying, but it's confusing to keep focusing on this. So I put on Battery with Twilight of the Gods. This is the 2013, I guess, repress on Black Mark, but it will show up in a Caught in the Wild soon. Then here we go, 2 tapes, and then not that much, I think 7 records maybe. So yeah, tapes first. This is Avatar, a Belgian band from the early 90s with Emperors of the Night. This is their demo. The order came from a Discogs seller from Greece. The story goes that she had a store in Belgium in the 90s, mid-90s, I guess. But then I guess she met a Greek guy and just moved it all there and had a store there, or had a distro there. So that is the story. Second time I ordered there, they always have great material. The first order was Ildjarn, I'm pretty sure of that, and Boom. So that alone is worth it. Yeah, they had this came on my radar through a YouTube link, I think, about 2 years ago, and then I saw it pop up in their distro, so I investigated a bit further. It seems that Babylon Doomcult is now doing the remaster for this lost Belgian gem of a tape. They started in '92 in Antwerps, Belgium. This tape is from, let's see, '94. Recorded on Hallow's Eve, or Halloween's Eve, '94, says there, as we dive into Battery. Yeah, a very good tape. It is definitely Norwegian inspired, but it has synths, but I wouldn't call it symphonic. It is always presented as black metal or symphonic black metal, but the synths are there, but in my opinion, they're not as symphonic as they should be to get that moniker, together with the vocal performance or his voice. I would say harsh, but it's not harsh. It's just not what you expect from symphonic. or it's maybe a bit too harsh to counter, or it counters the symphonic innocence. But yeah, a very good tape nonetheless. There you go, once more the layout. Avatar is Deamas, Occulta, Necromans, Zinux, and Izaroth, I think, on keyboards. Queen of Death, A Lost City, The Curse of Nosferatu, Vampire Sleep, so yeah, Night of Demonic Worship, and Hymn to the Ancient Ones, from Berlach and Kontich, so they are very local. But yeah, the artwork by Peter Lodewijks has a rework for the new LP, which kind of is true to the original, but it's in color and it's beefed up a little bit. The production, I think they didn't polish it too much. It's remastered, but you know, like I said, the sound is very synth driven. It supports the riffs, it pushes the music and it supports the music, but the vocals are kind of MVP because they are on the harsher side, I should say, especially for that kind of Belgian black metal around that time. They have one full-length Memoriam Draconis from '96, a promo from '98, and Millennia, an album that came out in 2011 but was recorded before they split up. So yeah, interesting band. They haven't done too much after that. They took over a band and then they renamed it The Avatar, something like that. But yeah, check it out. There is a link on YouTube. If I remember it, I'll put it in, or I'll just play this next. So yeah, 2 tapes. This is the second one. Finally decided to dive into Behemoth, or early Behemoth, Return of the Northern Moon from, when was it? 92. This is the second demo by the Polish Horde, known as Behemoth. They formed in '91 as Behemoth, but quickly realized that Behemoth is even a much more used name than Behemoth, so they changed it. Nergal and what's the second one? Baal Ravenlock, Holocaust and Sodomized, respectively. But yeah, they are called Nergal and Baal also here, so they have a lot of names. Side Winter of My Worship, Summoning of the Ancient Gods, Dark Triumph, and then the Infernal Frosts, Momentum, Rise of the Black Storm of Evil, and Aggressor by Hellhammer. All keyboards by Rob Fudali by Graveland. But they are Polish, but I would still say they have a different sound than their Polish colleagues in Graveland or Veles or Mysteries or whatever band you want to call from that side of the circle. They were there in the beginning because Nergal at that time started the Temple of Infernal Fire, which became Temple of Full Moon. I talked about that a lot when I talked about the Polish records, together with Blasphemous from Veles and Venom from Xantatol, two in their own right very, very good Polish bands that were there from the start. But yeah, they became what they became, but before that they had quite the career in early black metal. Like I said, started in '91 and they immediately had Endless Damnation, a demo. Then this one, The Return of the Northern Moon. The third one was Die Winter Kingdom, and From the Pagan Vastlands was 91, 92, 93, 94. So yeah, they had 2 more full lengths that are of interest in this story of Behemoth, and that was Sventvit, I'm sorry, Storming Near the Battle from '95, and Grom from '96. So yeah, a lot to dive into, but yeah, this is a good start in my opinion. This is not the original tape. This is the second pressing, I guess, if you will, so not the self-released, but this is done through Pagan Records. It says here in '93. There you go. So this was maybe a little bit later than the original tape that came out, or I'm not sure. Pagan Records is a Polish label that started around the same time with Crucifer, GBK is on there, Funeral Winds, Forgotten Woods, Profanum, so they have a big list. And I think they're still active, or they were until recently, so yeah. Interesting stuff. Behemoth, like I said, they became what they became, but interesting early Polish black. That's it for the tapes. That was the tapes, like I said. Now into the vinyl, and before I dive into the complete pile of black metal, I picked one guilty pleasure out of the stack, and that is Queensryche with Promised Lands from '94. Yes, '94. I was a very young boy at the time, or becoming a man, but not yet, because I couldn't go to the show with my dad. It seems that when he and his friend went to the Empire tour, they got locked up. I don't know where it was, Filth maybe, or one of those venues that did metal in the 90s. It was the Empire tour, and someone got stabbed, and they got held there for the remainder of the evening without really seeing the show. But yeah, that's why I couldn't go to the Promised Land tour in Vost. Yeah, I was mad then, and I'm still mad at it now, but I forgive my dad for it. He brought me the tour booklet, or the show booklet, which was 12-inch, and I took it everywhere. They had the pictures of this record in there, but I got lost to the sands of time. So if you have that one and you're willing to part with it, I'll make it worth your while. But this is Promised Land, like I said, from '94, a time where vinyl pressings were harder to come by, especially in this kind of thing, although it's EMI, so there should be a good vinyl pressing, but CD reigned supreme during that time. So that is why I didn't misorder, or they didn't fool me, because this is a sleeve actually. It's just basically one piece of well-produced paper, but there's no actual sleeve. Plus the vinyl, and once again it was in the description, is basically a very cheap pressed actually a late cut or a latte cut, depending on how you call it. But yeah, it's a very poor sounding version of this Killer Records. It is the last Queensryche I like. There are tracks on here like IMI is very good, Damaged Out of Line, Bridge is okay, and then Promised Land. Disconnected is also good, but there are some stinkers on here like Lady Jane. Bridge is also a bit of a weird track since it's about him and his dad, but all in all, it's a very good record. But there are a lot of ballads or weepy songs on here, like Someone Else is the closing track. But yeah, all in all, it's part of my youth. So that completes the Queensryche collection for now. I'm not going to go beyond Promised Land, but I would like a good pressing of this, because this is shite sound-wise, but it looks very dope. So yeah, Queensryche. Here we go, into black metal. I'll put this in a sleeve later. Then a placeholder for the video that I promised, and I swear to God is coming up. This is Abigor with Fractal Possession. Yes, Fractal Possession from 2007. Excuse me. The second part of this video yes, the second part of this video is going to be a larger piece of the order that I did this week, and that will have everything I need for the Abigor video, or to complete the study, if you will, around Abigor. But this is the 2007 version. I bought the two represses not that long ago. This is the gatefold version. I'll show it in detail when I do the video. Like I said, this is the 2007 gatefold version without the booklet. The other one is just a single sleeve with a booklet, but they're actually both worth keeping. So I'll see what I do with that. But they're avant-gardes, or whatever you want to call it, or their comeback with a bit of a style break, but they are the masters in style breaking. I've decided to, when I do the video, to just divvy it up into parts, you know, demo period, medieval period, until Satan Ice maybe, and then later Abigor. So there's a lot of work, I guess. Yeah, that is that. Then into the records that I'm going to talk about in full. The first one is a Belgian record, of course, and this is Nachtwind with Until Their Ruin. On the heels of the new full length they did this year, I was picking up a bunch of Nachtwind. I found the 7-inch, and then this one was in stock over there. Until Their Ruin is from 2003, Ghoul and Nihil from the Liège Verviers scene. This was at Rehearsal Room, recorded in 2001, 2002, vocals mixed in 2002. So yeah, no bass was used in this recording. This is on Painkiller Records, total pressing of 500 copies, which is ballsy, but hey, why not? This is the red version, limited to 100, and this is 44 out of 500. So the first 100 were red. There is a black version, of course, and then I think another 100 on purple black merge, something like that. Yeah, a very good record, especially for that time. It has that rehearsal quality, that very raw demo feel that you would expect from something from Liège or from that region in Belgium in that time. But yeah, it's still very good. You can hear that these guys play with the right intention, or their heart at the right place, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Intro: the end of another human life, Blitzkrieg, eternally blessed, damned shall he suffer. War propaganda, black metal mist, which I adore, flowing blood, hail self-destruction, and valleys of extermination. There is that Dark Throne crush in there, but it's something else. It's not just a copy of a copy. Yeah, really like what these guys are doing with all their bands, but after this maybe, especially with the new one coming out this year, it took Belgian Records, or Belgian Black Records, of the year for me. So yeah, very influential, I think, on what is happening now within Belgium, or within this scene. Then, speaking about a battery, this is Skald with Will of the Gods is Great Power, a Russian band, also from the 90s. Let's see, they started in 93. This is their first and only full-length, I guess. There was a demo called Northwinds in 94, and that included some tracks from this one. I think Night Sky, Sepulchral Bonfire, and Ragnaradi Eve. I think those three are on the demo. They had a compilation, and I think they have a new 7-inch this year or last year. But what this is, it's not per se black metal. It is a very good, I used the word masterclass on Instagram, but it is just a very good doom, old school doom metal records. You could say bands like Candlemass or Solitude Aeternus come up in reviews when you look at it, but it's more than that, because it also has maybe a bigger influence from Battery, Hammerheart, Viking era, as you can see by the cover and the back cover, the Viking ships that are going around. Vocals are, in this case, maybe MVP, although the music is very, very good. It is, like I said, a doom masterclass, but it just works, everything works so well together. Agil, who died in, I think in 97, they kind of split up the band because his vocals are, I think, that important for the sound of this band. But yeah, it is a very good record. You should definitely check it out if you're into, you know, doom, Battery. It's done now, but I'll put on the records so you can hear. Everything is going to fall. But yeah, what else is new? This is the records. I'll show it first. There you go. The Kirk logo. More on that later. There we go. Don't want to pause again, so yeah, let's keep going. Like I said, very early record, or doom records. My entire shit is split. From Russia, Yaroslavy, and they started, like I said, in 93, so very early. Comes with a poster. There you go. Will of the Gods is Great Power. It's not the best English, but it's not the worst, so I think that is it. A poster. No, there is a booklet that comes with it. Lyrics. It is spot glossed or hot foiled. There you go. Some more artwork. I don't know what that is. Here are the band members. There you go. 5-piece, very young guys, and to Kirk Productions. There you go. Kirk Productions. It is a. It's not surprising that the last, a lot of the last remaining records are from that label, because it's a Greek label. that had a very good distribution within the country, I think. A lot of releases that were kept in stock by Frost 666. This is limited to 600, by the way, which is also a weird copy, but yeah. Kirk, it's called Kirk Production and Armor. So they have a record label and they have chainmail and, you know, medieval stuff. It was, if you look at the their Bandcamp, they have Lambonic Arts. That's the only thing they have digital. But they started as a label to promote more local black metal bands like Mourn Blades. Nocturnity was in there and Kawir, but they quickly realized that they needed to do more, I guess, because they did a Manas demo compilation, they did Wetbennets and Mortis Isvind. So a lot of Norwegian stuff they got on my radar because of the Apetown Demon, the Libertos record, which is closely linked to the Nedrosian scene. That's how I got into that. But for now, we're talking about the Skald record, but it's cool to see that they have such a great roster, the Kirk Productions. What else do I need to say? Yeah, they have 13 Split with Pok, another band from the singer. And then 2021, Their Flies Are Whale EP. So if you are going to check this out digital, because this record is on, I think, Spotify, beware that the tracks from this record are awesome. They are like on the record, but then you reach Blacksmith of War, Wallachas Flame, I guess, and Funeral Pyre. I don't know where these tracks come from. They are so out of key, especially Blacksmith of War, that they kind of discolor the entire band, but you know, do with it what I will, because the last track on the digital is the Sepulchral Bonfire demo, which rules and is very good again. But it's just weird that they have such good tone and such good music in there. Just listen to it, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, as you can hear, it is that classic doom, but yeah, with some folk, with some hammer hearts. For fans of Pallbearer, maybe something like that, you know, just melodic, great doom. There you go. Then, into what you are used to from this channel. This is Ildjarn with Nocturnal, what is it? Visions, the 12-inch on Northern Heritage. From his Blue Periods, and this is for, I guess, fans only, but isn't Ildjarn always for fans only? It is a EP from his, not later material, but I decided to step into the ambient world of Ildjarn, more on that later. But this is a EP that has rework tracks on here, or yeah, I guess remixes, like Strength and Anger, the Winter Recital version is on here. Strength and Anger 7, the Hammer's Tortured version, Succumb, Mutilation Team, Initial Session, so there's a bunch on here, but this is Ildjarn's, yeah, industrial stuff maybe, here and there. There's a lot of Godflesh influence, especially in the first few tracks, so it's a weird little EP with remixes of his black metal tracks and stuff like that too. So anti-humane, it is still very harsh music to listen to, but his ambient work is a bit more forgiving, if you will, than the black metal stuff. So the Blue Periods for Ildjarn, I talked about him a bunch of times, so I don't know how deep I need to go in there. I'll go a bit deeper when the other stuff comes in. Yeah, nice blue that never translates to the camera, but yeah, a nice little EP. This is not the Bank Breaker. These I don't think a lot of people want this in their collection, or you know, for true fans only, or for people who enjoy his crazy world, chopped and screwed Ildjarn stuff. Cheers to him. And then I have two more. This is Strid, or I guess Strid, a overlooked. Now, when I say overlooked, the caveat for this video, it means I didn't hear from them until recently. Recently is a stretch, but This came through me through a post, I think Arcane Archivist or Jay from Medieval Prophecy did, speaking about this band and not worshipping, but you know, just showing it. This is also on Kirk Productions. I think it was released in 2007, but I could be wrong. Limited to 500. This is 283. There we go. And this is basically the material from Strid and the band that came before them, Malfeitor, put together on one compilation. And I'll show it all. Here are the Malfeitor demos. This is the last one, I think, or the third one. This is the second demo, and there was one more. Is that also on here? Yes. The Hellgium Revenge. That was the first one. The second one was self-titled in 91, and then Pandemonium in 92. And the self-titled and the Pandemonium, they are on this compilation for the Malfeitor tracks. But the other one, the Hellgium Revenge, is kind of hard to find. Not that the other demo tapes are easy to find, but yeah. Cool logo. Bit different than what you are used to, because it's very early on. Sound-wise, the Malfeitor is basically black metal within the time period. But I think underrated in the sense that they are not from Oslo or the big Norway, you know, the big Norway cities. They are from Askim. So they were a bit outside of the circle that was making black metal. But Malfeitor, in a sense, you can already hear where Strid would end, because they play, it's harsh, it's hard, it's Norwegian cold black metal, but they don't play as fast as for example, in Mayhem or, you know, all the other acolytes that are in that scene. It's 91, 92, and they play mid-pace to slow, I think. There was a drummer there in the Malfeitor stuff. I'm pretty sure Strid had some, you know, drum machine work, but I don't think the drummer was really good. He played this tumpa 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 more and then slower, because there's no blast beats as far as I can hear, definitely on the Pandemonium demo. So you already have that mid-tempo and that slow sense that the music plays, and that will translate perfectly into Strid. Strid, and that is what this is about. Like I said, the last 5, this is all Malfeitor. There you go. And then the 3 first tracks, the End of Life, Natte Vandring, and that Hibiscus Brand Sorte Vinder, I guess, it's all Norwegian of course, is the Strid material. Now, is there demo on here for them? No. So there we go. Strid basically was born out of the reformation of Malfeitor. There a bunch happened, and it's kind of hard to keep track of who is when in the band, but the person who is now responsible, I would say, is let's see, it's Norwegian names. Raven Hadjar, I'm sorry for the pronunciation. He, together with Espen Storm Andersen, did guitar and vocal and bass and vocal respectively, but Espen Storm died in 2001. He committed suicide after a long stressful period of him going to the army, killing a guy in the army with a knife, something like that, went into jail in the army, then was going to go to art school, but you know, the pressure got to him. So all that to say that the entire band is made out of 3 tracks, actually, the Strid material, I guess, the 3 tracks on this thing. You have the demo, aka the End of Life from 93, and that's 1 track, 11 minutes. And that's maybe the most black metal, or the transition between Malfeitor and what they would do on the 7-inch EP from 94. Where you can, they call it the start of DSBM. So you have a very slowed down, almost ambient version of black metal that you can also find on something like Burzum, for example, in its most ambient parts or tracks. So yeah, it is a very interesting band, and like Shiver from Arcane Archivist, a very elusive band, or elusive info-wise, but I think that's how they want it. There you go, a silver and black merch for the vinyl. Like I said, this is a compilation that needs to be cleaned. Jesus, there's a lot of dust on here. Need to remember that. I mentioned Arcane Archivist because he did an interview with the guy from Strid, Reven of Strid. It is whispered amid the black winds. There we go. That article. It is very insightful. It speaks about, yeah, he was 13 or 14 years old when this thing came out, or when he got into the band. This is maybe one of the best portrait photos ever in black metal. Always thought it was a girl, sorry for that, but really good picture. Strid, the EP from the Norwegian black metaler Strid, is out now. Obscure, melancholic, nocturnal arts on Malicious Records from Germany. So yeah, it has that melancholy in there. It has somber overtones. Like I said, it flows into DSBM, but without the theatrical, you know, cutting yourself up in a bathtub, stuff like that. But yeah, a very good band. A very low in material, but quality over quantity once again. If you look, and I just found this out, they have a Bandcamp where the 7-inch and the demo are both on. If you read the article, it seems that there is a lot of material, rehearsals and, you know, things on tape that the guy has, and it seems there is a full length, or the first full length is in the works, it says on the Bandcamp page, so we'll see what that will become. Yeah, interesting band. Vikotnik was also in there. Sigmund, so acolytes from the Norwegian scene. We have Jardag on drums, that was in the, I think in the Malfetor. And then Lars Erik Bergstad on guitar, who also passed away in 2014. But yeah, very interesting band. Vikotnik from Dottheimsgard, of course, so you have that weird thing creeping into, but yeah, very, very good. Then, the absolute last record for tonight is this one. Speaking about Norwegian, this is Thorns, or this is Diabolicum, Stigma Diabolicum. I'll get it out. This is also on Kirk Productions and Armor. There we are. This is the demo collection, or it's the demo and rehearsal collection from this band. And Stigma Diabolicum, they came to life in '89 in Norway, of course. Where were they from? I didn't write that down. Not Askim, that was the others. I don't know where they're from. Not from Oslo, but they were from Trondheim. Yeah, that's right. So Snorre Rug, aka Blackthorn, and Harald Eireletsen, and Marius Volt, sorry, from Arcturus and Mortem now, started this band in '89 with the demo Luna de Nocturnus, yes. So a very early Norwegian demo from these two guys. And then in '90 they became Thorns, this one. So the demo material from Stigma Diabolicum kinda was forgotten here and there. But in '90, Harald Eireletsen, which I talked about before, and then Bart Eitnung, which is Faust from Antwerps, joined the band to make it a full band. Now the problem with this is he had two demos on here, the Grimirk from '91 and the Trondertun from '92, which are basically real demos. I mean, you can have a demo where you have a fully formed song that just plays and you translate it into a full length, but I would say that the two are actually more sketchbooks than full demos or full records, in the sense that there are tracks on there, there are tunes on there, just songs, but it's about the sound he creates, or the intent that he plays his guitar with. A lot of this stuff will show back up. He plays in Mayhem. So yeah, there's that sound. He is one of the two architects of the Norwegian sound, is what is being said. And I give it to him 100%. He and Euronymous came up with the, that incredibly fast, cold riffing that showed up on Dead Crush. Because if you hear Pure Fucking Armageddon, then you have the '91, '92 demos from him. I guess they hooked up, or they met each other Euronymous heard it, implemented it into Mayhem, and you have Dead Crush, the new sound. So it kind of aligns, but yeah, it is weird to hear it on the older demos by Thorns or by Stigma Diabolicum. There you go. It is kind of like a the ones Van does, the beautiful editions. It is a leather-bound book, I should say. It comes with this, there you go, insert speaking about the demo material and stuff like that, but it's actually from interviews from zines. This is the original cover of the demo. Love the logo. And you have the back, but a little bit more info on there, but not much. There's not too much in here. There's one print, but I don't know if that shows up. Yeah, there we go. From Birth to Death. Very nicely released by that label, and yeah, great to have the material on vinyl for once, because the tapes are, you know, as per usual, unfindable. Anything else I need to say? No, I guess not really. There you go. Thorns White, Thorns Black, and it's just a one-track song. Like I said, there are rehearsals on here and the demo material. Yeah, the last two tracks are from rehearsal tapes, and the first one is from the Luna de Nocturnus demo. The Lovely Children, Funeral Marches to the Grave. That's a true track, Lovely Children. The guitar sound is insane, but check it out for yourself. Thorns or Stigma Diabolicum. That is it. The first video of the year is a fact. Yeah, look for the second one pretty soon, I guess. There's stuff in the pipeline, as per usual. About in half an hour, that's not too bad for a first video. Did I say everything I wanted to say? Yes, I did. Once again, thank you for the the support on the end of the year video. Truly appreciate it. People that are sending stuff in, like the Mørkeheim. I got another package today from the guys from Mournful Moon, which is also a great record, which I'll talk about very soon. But yeah, thank you to everybody. I keep saying thank you all the time in these videos, but it's kind of insane, the support that you know, just a guy from Belgium in a basement is getting. So very much appreciated. Thank you very much, and I'll hopefully see you next week for another edition of this black metal zine. Peace.